Hello and welcome to the high-stakes skins match presented by Dynamic Discs and JomezPro here on CBS Sports Network. We are Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling. We're going to bring you the richest skins match in disc golf history.
And we are the Emporia Country Club here in Emporia, Kansas. We've got 8 of the best disc golfers in the world. Let's get straight into the action. The first team, Paul McBeth, sponsored by Discraft, and Rebecca Cox, sponsored by Latitude 64.
And here we have Rebecca. This first hole, par 5, 1,000 feet of distance.
This tee shot turned over a little bit, but it stays safe. The format we have today is an alternate shot format, but both players will be taking tee shots from the tee, and then from there, whoever's tee shot they elect to take, the other player will throw the subsequent shot, and that will continue all the way until the hole is completed.
And Paul with a distance driver here.
We have a little bit of a left to right headwind, and Paul, known for his distance, turns this one over actually. I'm not sure if that's going to come back in bounds. We do have a spotter down there who is working hard to see.
That got a lot of distance, but is it in?
It is out of bounds.
They're
going to be taking Rebecca's drive, so Paul will be throwing second.
And just to delve back into the format a little bit, each team, one man, one woman. Both tee shots are thrown. Once you make that choice, as Jeremy said, then it's alternate shot all the way to the end.
With our second team, we have the pair of two-time world champion Ricky Wysocki, sponsored by Innova Discs, and Paige Shue, sponsored by Dynamic Discs. 2018 world champion Paige Shue, who is actually a local living here in Emporia, Kansas, went to Emporia State.
She puts out a nice drive, tracking a little left. That cart path is out of bounds, and it does get a big push.
Oh, and that
unfortunately
is across the path. That puts the pressure on Ricky to keep this one in bounds. These players are going to be going with high-speed drivers off the tee. This is one of the most open tee shots on the entire course. Really opens up for the player to go for a really big tee. And Ricky's got this one turned just a little bit. This is absolutely perfect.
Beautiful shot to the center of the fairway, roughly 550 feet off the tee pad.
I got you. Let's go.
Shank the first one, no worries.
It's all right. Teamwork.
With the third team, we have the pair of the two-time and reigning European champion Simon Lizotte, sponsored by Discmania, and 2014 world champion Catrina Allen, sponsored by Prodigy Disc.
All the player sponsors stepped up in a big way to help fund this match, and we're competing for over $10,000 today.
This is the richest skins match in disc golf history. Each hole is worth $1,200. And Catrina Allen showing a different type of shot.
A roller here. This is fantastic.
Great shot. I don't know if I can even drive that one. Good shot.
That really allows Simon, who's widely regarded as one of the longest throwers in disc golf history, to really open up and try to go for something really huge. And Simon has got this turned over the tree.
Wow.
And this has got to track back in bounds. It is turning to the right, maybe over the street a little bit. If this gets a good skip off the road, and that is in bounds, and Simon's showing off his impressive distance. And rounding out the fourth group, we have one-time U.S. champion Nikko Locastro, sponsored by Westside Disc, and five-time and reigning world champion Paige Pierce, sponsored by Discraft. And 3 women have won 5 world titles. Paige is the only one who is still competing at the top level. She's got this one turned over, but it's a little bit early on the release. This looks like this might be drifting over the out of bounds, and it is.
Hit him with the 360 anyway.
360 anyway?
360.
No, we gotta get that money. I can't do that.
360 drive, where he's going to turn all the way around to get every muscle in his body behind the disc.
No, not gonna do the 360 drive. Stop talking about it.
Oh, maybe he's not going to do it. Maybe first hole, not yet. We'll see it later.
I don't want to hurt myself or injure myself on the first hole. Just let me throw my shot. I need quietness.
Nikko just going with the turnover drive. This is going to be great.
Yes.
Flexing over the overstable driver, playing the S-turn right down the middle of the fairway, and that's a great shot. We have all 4 teams set up great down the fairway. And the group with the biggest disadvantage is going to be Paul McBeth and Rebecca Cox, as Paul's drive went out of bounds.
All right, here goes nothing, Rebecca.
You got it.
There are 2 pins on this hole for the original format. In this format, however, we are going to be going to the short pin, which is actually reachable in 2 shots for some of these teams.
Paul goes aggressive with a roller here. This could go so far.
And initially it looked like he might have thrown a turnover into the headwind, but you have to expect Paul McBeth to know exactly what he's doing. It's so impressive to control the angle of the distance driver at that distance into the wind.
We can't see from here where that finished, but just the fact that it's inbounds, that was a 600-foot shot. They've got to be in great position to pick up a birdie 4. Paige going to the distance driver again, as you would expect. Quite a ways to the basket. This is a fantastic shot.
Is drifting right down the middle of the fairway. A
That is
perfect
such
throw.
a great shot. Over 400 feet.
That is setting Nikko up for potentially maybe a 60-foot putt, maybe a little bit closer even. Paige, Shue, and Ricky team are ready to go.
Ricky with the huge drive nearly at the crest of the hill, allowing Paige
Yeah, come back.
to get aggressive.
Gonna be good. Come back.
Get
Yeah.
square.
Oh,
Good shot.
yes.
Heck yeah. Good shot. Yeah.
Ricky Wysocki, highly regarded as one of the best putters in the history of the game. At this distance, though, 80 feet, this is a tall...
Barely even a putt from here. This is a very long shot.
You kept it right on line, but the height from this distance, especially in the wind, is so difficult.
That was an amazing shot from Paige. The hill didn't allow me to maybe give it proper credit. It is inside circle 1, 10 meters from the basket. As you see Paige get in there, there must be a chain a little out of place.
Making sure that everything is exactly the way it should be so that Nikko has...
She's got $600 right on this putt. She doesn't want to take any chances.
Absolutely.
$1,200 per team here, per hole. So they'll each be making $600 if Nikko can connect here from roughly 20 feet.
Nikko's got a lot of pressure riding on this putt right here. This is a very expensive putt. All 3 teams are already pretty much under the basket for the birdie. But one opportunity here for $1,200. We have a slight headwind. Headwinds are traditionally known to lift the putter, so a player might aim a chain link or 2 lower than they would in a calm wind and allow the disc to rise. Putt is just
low.
short. CBS
Sports, the pressure of the big cameras.
I've never been so nervous on a putt my whole life. I almost fainted in mid-stroke.
That's not nothing.
Yes.
We recognize, disc golf, it's growing fast. Obviously it's the livelihood for all of these players, but still the opportunity to get on the network. We appreciate the chance, and I guess the pressure really got to Nikko there.
Certainly a player that has made that putt time and time again his entire career. But you just can't replicate that kind of pressure to be the first time on national TV, and that's okay.
All right, so this is our first hole where we're going to use 2 different tee pads for our male players and our female players. So we're going to see all 4 of our men tee first on the par 4 second. This is an uphill par 4 with out of bounds on the right side and the left side.
Right side's a little bit more difficult to get to. There's a row of trees. Paul McBeth is going to be going a turn over left side of this first one. This is absolutely crushed.
Gosh, that is an incredible shot. That's the best shot I've seen here.
Unbelievable. Okay.
To get the disc to ride to the right with the
good.
distance driver around the tree all the way up that hill, riding the line of flags there, that's an out-of-bounds penalty if you were to cross it. And that is as far as he can throw a disc, but pinpoint accuracy.
I don't think Simon's going to like being outdrove by Paul McBeth.
I don't know that he's going to allow it.
Simon
This
going
might stay too
with
far left.
An aggressive roller line. We do
It
have a
needs to
tailwind.
hurry up. No chance. No chance. It just stays left the whole time. That's OB very early. They are certainly going to be going with the drive from his teammate.
From Catrina Allen, the pressure is on her. And it seems obvious that you'd want a longer drive on any hole, but this one I think is especially important because it's a blind basket. The further up the hill you get, the more likely you'll be able to see the basket, and which allows you to
That's a big drive.
Judge the distance. Catrina Allen, she is up the fairway. That is a great drive.
I wouldn't be too surprised, even with the
so
difference
happy
in the
you're
tee
my partner.
boxes. I wouldn't be surprised if Paige Pierce is the closest to the basket when we're done here. If she gets a good one off here.
After Nikko's huge roller, Paige really has the green light to go for as much as she can possibly bite off here. This is turned over.
She didn't love it, but it's getting a lot of distance.
She has crushes. It is right side of the fairway. At this point, all of these players have the touch and ability and accuracy to get up and down from these drives. Oh, wow. And Paige has outdriven Nikko with her drive. She's on the right side of the fairway. Nikko has picked up his roller.
I think that's a great position. I mean, they're going to be behind these trees, able to throw that low shot, keep it underneath the wind a little bit.
Simon is going now with Catrina's great drive right in the middle.
I think he's going to make it.
And this is a major difference between golf and disc golf. This is a putter. You can go to your putter from quite a distance, whereas, in golf, obviously, you're only going to see the putter on the green, the putting surface. That's a little bit more fluid in disc golf.
I told the camera that you were going to make it, so.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh.
I should have thought about that. Whoops.
And Nikko, certainly in a position he never practiced. This is further than really any MPO drive could possibly get.
Yeah, Nikko.
He has thrown
Great
a
job.
low skip shot
Great job.
right up to the
I
pin.
think you're good.
That sets the Paige up for a
you're
very
good.
short putt for the birdie. This is a big time putt for Catrina Allen. Paige Pierce is all but parked.
$2,400 hanging in the balance here. This is a big time pressure putt.
Catrina is
not able
off.
to connect.
And for the second hole in a row, Paige and Nikko are going to have an opportunity to take an early lead. This putt is much shorter than the putt on the first hole.
I don't think they're going to let this one slip away.
Still my partner.
Paige for $2,400.
And it is in, and we have our first two skins
All right.
for the team of Paige Pierce and Nikko Locastro, who so far have really pressed the envelope with their drives and their approaches. They certainly earned these skins. All right, we are moving on to tournament hole 4 here.
439-foot par 3 downhill, OB on the right and left. Certainly in range for Paige Pierce here with the distance driver.
Yeah. We have a left to right wind, which is going to push the disc out to the right. Paige has got this
Look at the swing speed. She just absolutely.
That's how you can do it.
That
Good
is
job.
so impressive.
So I got the green light.
I mean, really the green light to go for the ace now. Nikko could take a more aggressive
Please
line.
go for the ace. Go ahead.
That would be pretty incredible.
Incredible shot. They are really dominating the action so far. And he does get aggressive. A sharper angle here. This may flash across the basket, just a little short.
Good bid, Nikko.
All right.
It had the height on it.
We
It was
have
short,
got
though.
a safe birdie already secured
Did
here
really good on that one.
on the third skin. Paul has this drive off to the right. It's fighting against the
there.
wind. It is hyzering back to the left, and he has thrown a
Wow.
great drive. Really coming
Fantastic.
through in the clutch. Rebecca Cox will have a relatively short 15-foot putt into the headwind. It looks like we're going to have a skin unless the team of Catrina Allen and Simon Lizotte could do something ridiculous.
And Simon, because the other players are already close, it doesn't really matter what happens with his shot.
Unless it goes
Unless
in.
it
and
goes
it
in. He can go for
spikes
that.
right under the pin.
If one of us ace, that has to be like
Oh yeah,
something
aces
up top.
are $250 from
Two-
me.
$250
yeah.
a piece?
$250. Yeah, I'll pay $250 for an ace.
Is that what we're gonna do? Is that a group consensus? I'll also pay $250 for an ace out here.
But we've got 3 teams that are just within 10 feet. Rebecca Cox is in for the birdie.
There we go. We're on the board with the birdie.
Nice.
That confidence, Nikko.
Paige should get the claps, not me.
We are here at the fourth skins hole.
$2,400 on the line again, and this, the hardest hole on the course by a wide margin, the par 4 ninth. Out of this tunnel, the players have to get all the way through this tunnel to find inbounds territory. Then you've got the cart path down here. If you do go out of bounds, you go to a very punishing drop zone.
Paige Pierce and Nikko Locastro still sitting in the lead with 2 skins. Third hole being pushed.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And Nikko's shot is safe.
Sweet, Nikko. Great
We're
shot.
gonna be in the Shue, but
That's okay.
I played it
That's
safe.
okay. Now there's no pressure.
Really going to hope that Paige gets up the fairway.
I should try to go for a big shot, though.
I think so, yeah.
And Ricky is gone. Turnover. This is
Wow. Wow.
one of the best drives you can possibly have. He is in the fairway. He is out up to the corner. That is a huge sigh of relief for Paige Shue.
She
Opening.
can reach the pin,
She can-
certainly,
yeah,
from there.
absolutely.
They're probably under 300 feet, a little uphill with a technical shot. And Simon gonna be out of bounds here.
Unless this gets a little bit of luck and has skipped
Oh,
across
Simon
the
doesn't like
cart
it.
path.
Oh,
That puts the pressure
Simon
on
didn't like it.
Catrina
Yes.
Allen.
Simon didn't like it. All right, here we go.
She's the biggest competitor I know. She'll say it out loud. She's literally, yes.
So now we're going to move up to the FBOT box where Paige Pierce will be first.
Too high.
Paige Pierce, this
fighting.
looks
Oh, yeah.
very nice as
Oh,
it turns
wow.
over late, even going with a
That's a really good
mid-range.
shot. That's my partner right there.
And that is right where you want to be. That sets Nikko up with a great opportunity to attack. So we are at the position of Paige's drive. Nikko going to have to throw either a fairway driver or a high speed or a fast thrown mid-range to get the disc to hold this turnover line.
The difference between the discs really comes down to a shape thing. A driver is going to have a wide, sharp nose that's going to cut through the air very fast. Mid-range, less so. Fairway driver in between. And then a putter, very blunt nose. So more than a size or a weight difference, it's a shape difference. Very similar to golf clubs, really, in that they're all trying to do the same job, but they're different shapes to get a different result, as this looks like maybe even a putter Nikko went with. That is a putt, but a long one.
Yeah.
Definitely the best position we've seen so far, especially because the other teams already have a penalty stroke. So they really are officially out of it now that we saw that shot from Nikko.
And it looks like the team of Ricky Wysocki and Paige Shue have elected to go with Rick's big drive
That
up the
was
fairway.
the best drive I have personally seen on this hole.
Really
Fantastic.
It really doesn't get much better. Paige Pierce, after Nikko's approach, she will be sitting somewhere in the 45 to 50 foot range, maybe slightly obstructed by the edge of the gap.
And she is very dangerous from that range. Definitely cannot count her out. Looks like a probably fairway driver here from Paige. Needs to turn it over, and she doesn't.
more.
This
Hurry.
is going to be, there's going to be no putt.
That's open.
Is that out of bounds?
Yeah.
It is? It is, for sure? Okay. All right.
A development here. There is an out of bounds line that we were maybe even unaware of, that Paige Shue has gone out of bounds. This opens up an opportunity for Nikko and Paige to just lay up now that Catrina has missed her shot. They don't even have to run this putt unless Ricky can find some way to get through these trees. They are now throwing their fourth shot. If Ricky can make this putt, it puts the pressure back on Nikko and Paige. Ricky has...
Oh my
gosh.
God. I'll give a clap for that. That was incredible. That was awesome, Rick.
Ricky has thrown it right into the basket, but at that speed, the chains were unable to hold the disc in the basket. An outstanding effort, but now at this point, Paige has had the opportunity, the luxury, if you will, to lay up. Nikko is going to have a tap-in for par to win 2 more skins.
Damn, they're making it easy on us. I was gonna jam that putt anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Paige confidently came over here and reminded us she was going to make that putt regardless, but didn't have to.
They didn't make her do it, so that's $4,800 in total and 4 skins to the team of Locastro and Pierce. Fantastic start. Okay, joined here by Locastro and Pierce, winning 2 more skins with the layup par. Paige told us she was making it anyway. I cannot say I doubt her the way you guys have been playing so far. I think you've been the closest to the basket on all 4 holes so far, really the class of the field. You guys must be feeling great.
I feel like I really owe it to Paige. She threw her mid-range in perfect position and gave me a good opportunity to just kind of keep it in play, keep it in bounds. It's kind of what we did. I kind of convinced her. She was ready to run that, of course. You know, she wanted to make that putt for everybody, but she decided just to lay it up. We talked about it first, strategy.
Paige Pierce lining up the drive here on the 5th skins hole.
Ah,
Oh, this is a bit right. And that's going to be out of
That ought to give
bounds.
us a putt.
got too greedy.
And with 4 skins already under the belt, maybe the urgency to throw great shots is, the pressure isn't there anymore. They've already got $4,800.
I think she's just staying so aggressive is how I see that. She turned it over, but she threw that very hard. Nikko is low, but this is a downhill shot, so that looked like it was tracking a bit left. I don't think he likes it.
Maybe a bit short.
Paige Shue with a distance driver here. A nice turn on the disc.
And I
Carrying
really
down
like
the
the
hill.
way this looks. I'm not quite sure it has the distance to get all the way there, but because it crested the hill, it may have glided all the way down there. Ricky is going to go with a mid-range. 400 feet is quite a long way for your average player to throw a mid-range, but Ricky is not your average player.
Smooth turn on the disc. Just hits the last limb that could stop it from being perfect. That's going to be a long putt. I don't know that anyone is on the green here.
We could potentially see an opportunity for a team to be set up for a huge highlight putt to potentially get some skins distributed to other teams. And Ricky Wysocki lining up a putt from approximately 55 feet. We mentioned earlier, one of the best putters in the history of the game.
Wow.
He has put it high, and it has chained outright 2 holes in a row. Ricky has drawn metal, unable to keep the disc in the basket. In the sport of disc golf, the disc must come to rest in the chains or the basket to be counted as a completed hole. Just hitting the chains alone is not enough.
And look at this.
Imagine that.
The richest team, closest again, and with an opportunity to win the match. This would be a 5th skin. It would be impossible for anyone to win more money than them if this putt drops.
Paige has
Unbelievable.
connected the putt.
I think we've got a contender for match MVP, maybe even already won at this point. Paige Pierce
Unbelievable.
playing out of her mind right now. As Nikko says, thank you for some more money. A fantastic putt of at least 45 feet.
Really showcasing the full gamut of skills. She has been making huge drives, accurate approaches, and right there, a huge jump putt. There are no flaws in her game. And once again, another highlight for the team of Paige Pierce and Nikko Locastro.
That's $6,000.
That's a lot of money.
That's not bad.
We're moving on to the 6th hole now. Team of Paige Pierce and Nikko Locastro with the first 5 skins already in their pocket. $6,000 they get to go home with at the minimum at this point. They have shown no signs of stopping. Incredible play on each hole, the closest to the pin on each hole.
789-foot par 4 into a significant headwind.
And Nikko is going that very overstable driver, low like we had talked about. Comes up a little short. Not a bad drive for the headwind.
A lot better. I probably should have went roller after it stopped being windy.
Yeah, the wind died down.
Wind just stopped.
Oh, and there are 2 separate tees on this one, so the FPO field will be advancing a little bit, which is actually quite a bit of an advantage. The MPO field will be teeing off a slightly more obstructed, about 100 feet further back, but 2 or 3 trees in the way.
I think it's a huge advantage for Locastro and Pierce. As we've mentioned, the way she's throwing the disc, as we've seen McBeth just unload on a distance driver here.
If this doesn't get too big of a skip, and it's heading towards the out-of-bounds line.
I believe that's green.
And that is safe, and that showcases Paul McBeth's power. That was about 600 feet.
Oh, that's a good angle.
Wow.
Wow, Ricky.
Oh my goodness.
This can't
goodness.
get much better. That is one of the better drives I've ever seen in the
Into a
air.
headwind.
Can't beat that.
Really
That one
impressive
roller.
from Ricky Wysocki.
In the headwind.
You can do it.
Simon, one of the showmen in our sport, a player who always plays for oohs and ahs. He's going with the roller
There it
here.
is. This is decent angle, but the wind may catch this and force it so far right that it goes out of bounds.
Way windier down
That thing
there.
was looking so
Is
good.
looking that way. I do see it crawl up the
I
wall.
think we're going to see red.
And there's a red flag shown by the spotter.
That's that headwind playing with the shot. It was a bit of a desperation play. Can't fault him there. Trying to make something happen. Really, you're in a safe position with the women's tee where it is. All of our women are going to put you in a position to get up and down.
And Paige Pierce will be first.
Big distance driver in her hand here,
And she does go the left to right high shot.
as advertised. If that's not directly behind that little tree, that's certainly the farthest position we've seen yet.
And that was a crush. The headwind did knock it down just a bit. Paige Shue with a lower, more line drive shot, really taking the trees out of play.
Nice
with a
distance.
big skip. That is a great throw there. Okay, we have moved down to the fairway, and the team of McBeth and Rebecca Cox has elected to take the less distance, but putting McBeth squarely in charge of the approach. He's going with a right to left spiking shot.
Doesn't look like it's going to get close.
And that has skipped left. It's well short, maybe 45 to 50 feet short of the pin, and into a headwind. A very tough putt coming up for Rebecca Cox. And we're moving down the fairway to some absolute monster drives.
This is decent. It needs to miss that tree.
Drifting right into the tree and dropping short.
That's a lot to ask.
But Ricky, we're going to see another opportunity for one of the best putters to really live up to his name and make a putt from just outside circle 1.
I expect this to be no more than 20 feet from the basket. He's so close here. Forehand, overstable, kind of mid-range, going to fight the wind perfectly. Pretty simple shot for Nikko Locastro, I would think.
And this is looking great. And like you called it, that's skipping up to
Not
about
short,
22
but
feet.
It's the best. It's best shot.
Pretty. I didn't want to have to leave you a putt, but you still got to do something. A little something, something.
It's all good. There's no wind.
Ricky Wysocki with one final chance to stop Nikko and Paige from collecting what could be another skin. And he's off
no
the chains
way.
again.
Unreal. That was a great effort. That headwind just kept the disc from turning left into the basket. From that range, you're normally going to see the putt just at the very end dip left. And that wind just kept it straight. He is chained out for another putt, putting
Paige for $1,200 more. No problem. $7,200 and 6 skins, 6 consecutive holes, closest to the basket. It's a bloodbath at this point. They are absolutely destroying the competition here. Our 7th hole of the match, the signature hole here at Emporia Country Club, the Island Green 16th, kind of a TPC sawgrass feel. As we go across the bridge here to the tiny little green, we've got 2 different tee pads for our men and women here. As you see the basket right here next to the water, only this land is safe unless you play a layup short, which I don't expect we'll see from any of the players. They're going to be going all the way from the men's tee in the back here to the green with the retaining wall here to protect the discs from going off the back, and then the women will be just marginally closer.
Typically when we're going into a headwind like we are right now, you're going to want to throw a driver that is better in the wind. Being familiar with the wind is one thing, but predicting how it's going to affect the disc, it really just is, when it's swirling the way it is today, it makes it so difficult on the player to really trust the right disc. Each one of these discs in the player's bag, like you mentioned earlier, it's like a golf club. They all have different flight characteristics, different speeds.
And here we go.
Nikko
Nikko
is
coming
looking
back
great
in front of the green. Does it have distance?
Oh,
it does
no.
not.
Just stalls out before it gets to the edge of the rock wall. And Simon's drive is looking good. This is close.
Wow.
Almost draws the flagstick as it hits the wall. But with the FPO tee pad moving up a little bit, we're going to have 4 more drives. Maybe things change.
Rebecca going to go to the forehand here. I like this shot.
I like this a lot.
Does it have the distance?
Oh, that is awesome. And that
Absolutely
is
parked.
There we go.
guaranteed birdie for Paul
got the
McBeth.
only
She has improved
guaranteed
on her
birdie right
partner's
now.
drive. Wonderful touch. That has got to feel good to throw a great shot like that when one team has just been stealing the show.
Officially, they're not the closest this time.
That is a first.
As close as Rebecca's drive is, a 3 buys you nothing here. So
Yeah,
really nothing to
layup.
worry about. It doesn't matter if it goes in the water.
Nikko Locastro now left with 45 feet with a swirling tailwind slightly coming off his right shoulder. Lining it up.
And really, he's got to make this to keep the dream alive, the impossible dream of winning all $10,800.
And it
A
just
little
didn't have a chance.
low.
That tailwind kept it low the whole time.
And now they've got to count on Catrina to keep them alive with a chance to win every skin. This is the last chance. If Catrina can hit this pressure putt straight at the water from 37, 38 feet, that's the only way to get a push.
Katrina's putt is up, and
She
it is true,
gets the
right in the
putt.
middle.
Huge putt.
Sometimes
With
I
nothing
told
but
you
water
outside the
behind
circle.
it.
Oh, man.
No one happier probably than Nikko and Paige
Yes.
to see that go in.
Of course, and that is a huge sigh of relief for 3 teams. One team maybe not so happy to see that one go in, but
Yeah, as Macbeth, just a formality here as he taps in that beautiful drive from Rebecca, and we have a push heading to our 8th hole.
$2,400 on the line. And we are on to the 8th hole in this skins match.
You've got OB on both sides. This is a treacherous par 4 that bends to the right late. You've got a lot of obstacles and a lot of out-of-bounds territory.
Ricky Wysocki now. A huge turnover drive, and he hits a tree. Had
Wow.
that missed the last tree in the way, that may have been in just the prime position.
It also may have pushed the OB long right with the speed behind that disc. Catrina here trying to keep it low, gets past all the trees. Fantastic position.
And Simon's going to be happy to see that. He'll be able to throw that shot with a good opportunity to reach the green. Simon going with the high, actually the low line drive, and it has skipped under the tree.
That looked fantastic.
And there is certainly a birdie look for the team of Catrina Allen.
What a drive from
Simon Lizotte.
Catrina to put Simon in that position.
All right, so they have measured this at about 345 feet. That puts Paige in distance driver category here, having to keep a low line drive shot to not be affected by the wind.
A little bit of a force over. This looks really nice.
Needs to
Can
not
it sit
skip.
down?
And with that wind, I imagine there's going to be a big skip.
shot.
And
It's
it
green.
is safe.
There we go.
That puts Ricky now in a position to make a birdie putt.
He's been so close. You got to think. At some point, these chains are going to hold what he's putting down there.
Yeah, of course. We have got Lizotte and Allen and Shue and Wysocki in a putting duel up here.
For $2,400.
That is a hefty chunk of change. Ricky is right at circle's edge, probably about 30 feet away. He's going to be putting into a slight headwind.
The wind makes you putt much more firm.
Correct.
To cut through it. And that can be a problem as we see Ricky low.
No.
Everything shifts to Catrina now.
$2,400 on the line with 15 feet. Oh no.
And she takes almost no time there, and she has airballed that putt.
And that is huge because she has put Simon in a very difficult putting position. And it's in for the par, meaning we will have $3,600 pushed to the final hole, hole 18 on this course.
Okay, so we might see some very risky play here from our male players, as the men's tee is a par 4 and the women's tee a par 3. So a huge, huge distance advantage for the women, one less water carry even involved. So I have to think, if the women throw even close to what they're expecting, the men's drives here absolutely meaningless. I don't see a way that that the men's drives could reach the landing zone that the women are attacking.
Nikko, even though he's got all the confidence in the world in his partner, should most likely play a safe play just to get one in bounds. That being said, here comes Nikko Locastro with a huge
drive.
turnover. 360,
It's safe.
and that is in bounds.
I believe they actually already have $7,200 in their pockets.
Is that
Electronically,
so?
anyway.
Oh my
I think so. I
goodness.
think they have 6 skins,
Oh my God.
which would correspond to $7,200.
It's hard to keep up with this stuff when they're winning so much. And they haven't even offered anything to the commentators yet, which is truly disappointing
That's
to
cool.
me.
That's obviously coming next. Don't fret about that.
And Macbeth, he is doing
Unbelievable.
something I didn't even think possible, going up and over. Huge turnover, aggressive drive. I
Red.
can't see where
Red
that landed,
flag.
but we do have a red flag. Okay. A little bit errant on Paul's aggressive tee shot, but he was really going for all of it here. I think Ricky might be lining up kind of a similar play to what we saw from Nikko. And a big long
Wow,
drive.
yes.
Low, driven. That needs to slow down a little bit. And he is in the perfect position. 500 feet up the fairway, never more than 8 feet off the ground or water the whole way. Simon has thrown a shot that we call a skamahawk. It has landed vertically. That was just nothing more than a showcase shot.
Simon doing a great job showing that if you spend your whole life practicing, you can throw over 300 feet of water 100 feet into the air and have the disc land on a knife edge and stick into the ground. Incredible shot. We've arrived at the women's tee, and as we said, on this 18th hole, this is a par 3 for them. 381 feet, still a water carry, still that same elevated basket, but opportunity to just be parked.
This is a huge opportunity to win that final $3,600.
And a clean sweep, because I think Paige has a great chance here.
This is looking great as it drifts right in hyzers.
Is it going to be a green flag?
It could be long OB.
It is.
And there is a red flag.
But Nikko was safe.
Nikko was safe, but again, this has just got to be the biggest advantage here for the FPO players.
And now I know Nikko's inbounds, but he's hundreds of feet from the pin. Would you think, I mean, if Paige Pierce is 30 feet OB, would you perhaps put Nikko up there to putt for 3? Catrina really with an opportunity. This is a drive for $3,600. If she can put this close enough, And she's
Oh,
done
this is looking
incredibly.
incredible.
Can it finish, or is it going to go OB right?
Oh, I think this is going to be safe.
I
think this is
It's
safe.
green.
And it is. That is setting up Simon inside the circle.
And what a way to atone for that missed putt on the last hole. She comes back and she says, I'll give you another chance at that money, Simon.
So 28 feet left for Simon. No other team with an opportunity at this point to get the 2.
$3,600 in the balance.
Simon up and
Simon calmly collects the 2.
in. Incredible finishing hole. Catrina Allen with an incredible drive. Simon Lizotte with a great putt.
Wow.
And really making amends.
I was so nervous, I can't even explain.
No, I feel that every putt, so
Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on CBS Sports Network for the high-stakes skins match presented by Dynamic Discs and JomezPro. If this was your first exposure to disc golf, we hope you enjoyed yourself and that you go out and give our game a try. Joined by all of our competitors here. Jerm, let's recap the action.
Well, we had a winner with 6 skins and $7,200, team of Paige Pierce and Nikko Locastro. And coming in second place with 3 skins is the team of Catrina Allen and Simon Lizotte. Great action was seen from all the cards. There was great disc golf that we saw here at the windy Emporia Country Club. Thank you so much for joining the action. We'll catch you guys next time.